This video is going to be about the future of audio equipment. As you can tell, I have a multi-effects processor for my guitar. Then I have my audio interface. This particular audio interface has a digital sound processor built into it. Then I have my MIDI sound module. The problem is I really think going ahead in the future, we need to have one unit that does it all. I could have state-of-the-art preamps that'll be used for several different devices. I want to say that the MU50 will allow you to connect a guitar into it, but it won't make use of any of the effects that are built into this particular unit. The MU80 will allow you to connect a guitar, and you can use the effects that are in the MU80 with your guitar. What we need is a box about this size that is controlled by almost like a cell phone processor. What I mean by that is you wouldn't have the digital sound processor that's on this particular product, which might cost like $10, $15, $20 for the chip. The processor on here might be $10, $15, $20. I don't know for sure, but same could be said about this Yamaha sound module. When I'm using Premiere Pro or Adobe Audition, if I want to use reverb, flange, distortion, EQ, those can all be done by software. I don't have a digital sound processor that can become obsolete. Hardware becomes obsolete very quickly. Software gets better and better very quickly. So we wouldn't have to have all these sound processors, and it's not going to cost more money if you say, hey, I just need a good audio interface with good preamps. The fact that they can make a MIDI sound module work in that same box isn't going to add to the cost. The fact that they could make it work like a multi-effects processor for the guitar is not going to add to the cost. It's just like getting VST plugins. You know, if you don't want them, you don't have to use them. If you don't want to use the MIDI sound module portion of the particular device, you wouldn't have to. It's just there if you want it. All they'd have to use is a cell phone processor. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, if it's going to work as 3 different devices, they should maybe put at least 2 cell phone processors in the unit. I'll give you that. Maybe they should. But having like 256 gigabytes of internal storage and 8 gigabytes of RAM would be more than adequate, because this device isn't designed to be a full-fledged computer like my Mac Mini. Yamaha, PreSonus, M-Audio, they could all make that type of device if Android offers an operating system designed to work exclusively with audio equipment. You're not paying time and time again for nice preamps for your guitar to plug in to the device. It's just one unit that does everything. But by default, Android could give you, a really good MIDI sound module right out of the box. They could give you a really good guitar effects processor right out of the box. But people could design apps to be used on this particular product. You're only paying for one device. And I admit the device might cost $450, but in the long run, it's going to have better sound, and you only have one device that you have to take with you. When I go to my friend's house to jam, I do like to bring my MIDI keyboard controller, which you can probably see, my MU50 sound module, but then I also bring my effects processor for my guitar, because I also bring my guitar. Wouldn't it be great to just bring one device that does everything? And then if we want to record some tracks, hey, it should be able to work like an audio interface. The unit wouldn't have to be any bigger than this. This LCD screen is great. It's got a great graphic user interface, but this could be a little bit smaller. We could put a little bit more I/O on the front of this and then have the back filled with I/O. If we look at my guitar processor, effects processor, we see it has an expression pedal. I used to have an Art SGX 2000, and if you've got MIDI ports like this does, you can hook up those really cool pedal boards that have like 2 expression pedals and 10 buttons on them. You could do a lot with a device like I'm talking about and describing. And they could also make it use, batteries, like this type of battery or this type of battery. Whatever they wanted to do as far as batteries, I really don't care. What I would like them to do is have 2 battery slots, because that way if you're playing live and the battery goes dead really quick, you can swap them out on the fly. Instead of buying multiple devices that have expensive low noise preamps really good headphone amps, effects, send and return. You would have one device that does it all with state-of-the-art input and output options.